My real portfolio is 100% invested in stocks. We have no bonds. We have no cash allocation, no defensive position. When we look at the VOO, the QQQM, the SPMO, the SCHD, the SMH, and the QTUM, 6 ETFs that I carry in my portfolio in the entirety, all equity. And I've probably been asked this question quite a bit lately. Is it irresponsible, especially looking at the valuation of the market right now, to have 100% in stocks? Today, I want to give you the honest answer that I can at my portfolio, not the textbook answer, not what a financial advisor is going to tell you, not even looking at target date funds, and the actual data on whether a 100% equity portfolio can survive and really thrive. And specifically looking at the current market environment, what I'm doing right now. So let's go ahead and get into this because I'm super excited for this video. Now, traditional advice, very well known: as you age, reduce your equity exposure or your exposure to stocks, owning more bonds. Now, the general rule of thumb that we've seen is take 100 minus your age. So if you're 50, then you should be essentially 50% into equities, 50% in bonds. When you get up to 60, that means you should have 40% in equity and 60% in bonds. Now, that rule, in my opinion, has changed in the last 20 to 30 years. Most modern target date funds still sit around 60 to 80% equity until you get into retirement. During retirement, which is at age 65, we are seeing them being roughly 40 to 50% into equity positions, 40 to 50% into bonds. Sounds very logic. Bonds are a lot less volatile when you look at a portfolio. They provide income, and critically, they provide a cushion if there is a sequence of downturns within the market itself that could wipe out retirees within the first few years of doing that drawdown period. Now, the conventional wisdom really isn't wrong about that. The question is whether it is right for everyone. Now, there's been a lot of data, there's been a lot of analytics that have been done in the last 5 to 10 years looking at kind of the accumulation phase versus looking at a long time horizon during retirement, specifically with the ETFs in a portfolio, because there's going to be very different situations we're going to look at, and most financial advice conflates with them, and some of it can go even way against it. Now, before I make a case for it or against that 100% stock portfolio that I have, there are a number of things that really change this entire conversation. It is called the Shiller CAPE ratio. Now, if you've seen this, this is the cyclical adjusted prices to earning ratio. It divides the S&P 500 current price by the average of the last 10 years, and then it is inflation adjusted. Now, smoothing out over the last 10 years makes a really big difference. Strips out the booms, it strips out the 2022, even thinking of when COVID happened, and really filters out the noise so you know exactly what the P&E ratios are. Historically, this has been one of the most reasonable, reliable, either way, predictors that we've seen of long-term equity returns that have existed in finance. Now, right now, it sits at about a 40.7 within that CAPE ratio. Historic median for this is about 16. So when we look at 2.5 times the historic median that we've seen, only time in modern history we've seen this where it's been above this level is 1929, which was the peak, and of course the 2000 dot-com bubble, looking at the valuation and how expensive things are in the market. That doesn't mean that a crash is coming in the market. It does mean that the expected forward returns of the next 10 to 20 years, starting with a very, very high valuation, could mean that we're going to have lower long-term averages going forward. Now, the research with this is very consistent. The higher starting CAPE ratio, meaning that P&E ratio, the lower expected returns in the upcoming years. Not zero returns, but could be considerably lower. So what does the historical data say about a 100% stock portfolio? This is the honest answer that we see, and it depends on two things and two things. Number one, when you're drawing down and when you're going to start taking money out. And of course, number two, the time horizon that you have. For investors that are in the accumulation phase like I am, still making contributions on a regular basis, not doing withdrawals at all, a 100% equity portfolio has outperformed a blended stock and bond portfolio virtually every single time for the last 30 plus years. The data is very clear on this. When we look at the VOO yielding around a 10% return annualized over 30 years, then we add in the QQQM, we add into the SPMO, really that momentum factor. This brings a premium when it comes to generating strategies. In the accumulation phase, the long-term math will favor that 100% equity portfolio for investors who can tolerate the market going up and down without selling. For investors in retirement that are actually drawing down the portfolio, the picture is a little bit more complicated and the CAPE ratio becomes a lot more critical. Historical research has showed that 100% equity portfolios work very well during retirement if that CAPE ratio is around 20. Even when you start getting in retirement, if it gets up to 30 during retirement, and as we're sitting today, we're almost at 41. The failure rate of 100% equity portfolios over 30 years is increasingly meaningful when you are drawing it down. The risk is sequence of returns. A major market decline, let's say 3 to 5 years out, can really force you to sell those shares during retirement at a depressed price to cover those living expenses and never having the ability to participate, make contributions, or actually recover. So why am I still 100% into equity with a CAPE ratio of 41? There are 4 very specific reasons, and I want to be clear because this is my specific situation. This is not everybody's situation at all. The first one, I am in the accumulation phase. I am not drawing on my portfolio. Every dollar I put in goes into the VOO, the QQQM, the SPMO. It is going to stay there. It is going to compound for the next 20 plus years. Sequence of risk return is really during retirement, not a problem at all because I am not at that point. I am in the accumulation, and if you are really under the age of probably 55 to 60 with more than 5 years to retirement, you can definitely stick with that 100% stock portfolio. A bear market during accumulation is a discount when we look at investing, not a disaster. Second, my time horizon is long. The CAPE being elevated for the next 10 to 20 years of forward return, the horizon doesn't really matter because I'm not retiring today. I still have another 20 years, and it really matters less when you have a decade or more during retirement to where you're actually going to draw down a portfolio. Markets and these elevations can remain elevated for years or even decades and still deliver double-digit returns and over an extended amount of time, seeing the compounding effect that we have. Now, the third one, the structure of my portfolio is not naive to equity exposure. When I look at the SPMO, it is at 30%, giving me that momentum factor tilt that we have. It has historically generated premium returns above the market, which is the VOO. SCHD dividend gives me a little bit of income in there, which I just received of the quarterly, inside of the allocation to the equity that I have. When we start looking at SMH, the QTUM, gives us exposure to semiconductors as well as quantum computing. This is not a random collection of ETFs that I have. It is a very deliberate multi-factor equity structure that I built within my portfolio. The fourth and the final one, and this is the honest behavioral answer. I know over watching myself and watching my reaction over the last 5 to 7 years that I will not panic sell. The behavior certainly is worth something. Now, an investor that holds a 100% equity position in seeing a correction will outperform an investor that has a 60-40 portfolio or an investor that panic sells every single time. The portfolio you can actually hold will always beat the portfolio that is theoretically optimal when it comes to trading because of the ability to hold through the ebbs and flow that we see in the stock market. With all that being said, there are only 2 scenarios that I would really change my answer. Number one, if you're within 5 years of retirement and plan to draw down your portfolio as your primary source of income, with that CAPE ratio being at 41, the historical data is very clear during retirement. At 100% equity with a 4% withdrawal that is going on here, it could have an elevated sequence of events or sequence of return risk if the market does pull back for a couple of years. The research sweet spot that we're starting to see with this CAPE ratio is somewhere between 60 and 75% equity, with the remainder being in bonds or having an 18 to 24 month buffer. So we're still saying carrying 60 to 75% of your portfolio in equity during retirement, which again, when we look at target date funds, are holding roughly 40% because bonds are not great. And let's be honest, they are not. Even the financial advisor that I work with does not recommend bonds at all, especially during an inflationary environment that we're seeing. But of course, they can prevent you from selling out your equity positions the first critical years of retirement if the market is in a downturn. Now, number 2, and this is the honest one, would you sell if your portfolio dropped 20, 30, even 40%? That behavior reality really overrides that mathematical guarantee for having a 100% equity position. A 60-40 portfolio that you're going to hold in its entirety is mathematically going to do a lot better than a 100% equity portfolio that you know you're going to liquidate and you're going to sell when it's at the bottom. Know yourself, the right allocation is one that you can actually execute without destroying your portfolio when the market gets down. Here's the honest bottom line. 100% equity in the accumulation phase with a longer time horizon. The data supports it. I'm doing it in my portfolio and I recommend it to my viewers as well. The 100% equity in retirement, starting with a CAPE ratio of 40.7. If you have no other income, if you have no cash buffer, the data says you need something to support not having that 100% equity, not because the stocks are going to crash, but because at this evaluation level, starting retirement without any sequence of return protection is the financial equivalent of crossing the ocean in a fishing boat. The stocks will probably be fine, and they probably will be, but probably is not the same as definite when you get to retirement. At 40 times the earning, if you do not have a backup plan, you're giving up a lot of margin of safety for very little expected returns, even if you're looking at a 60 to 75% equity allocation in the portfolio. So guys, drop a comment down below. Are you 100% into equities? Are you holding any bonds? Are you somewhere in between? And tell me the exact reason why. Are you looking and are you in the accumulation phase? Are you in the drawdown phase? I read every single comment and I will reply to all of those. And on Wednesday, we're going to do a portfolio review for the mid-year. I like doing this about every 6 months. And if it's something you guys want to see, definitely subscribe to the channel. It is coming on Wednesday and I'll catch you in the next video.